Hi, ladies. So, welcome to my YouTube channel. We do women empowerment, defying the odds. And today I'm going to take you on a journey with this wonderful lady that I've met a few weeks ago. Her name is Wayner Crumbly, and she's a life coach. And she's one of the women that I'm going to call my BEAM women, being empowered at midlife. She's transformed her life and she's transforming people's lives as we speak today. So, Wayner, without further ado, I'm going to introduce you. Wayner, sorry. Tell us about yourself. Who's Wayner?
Hi, thank you so much, Irva. I'm so excited to be here. So, I am Wayner Crumbly, and I was born and raised in the UK to Caribbean parents, both from Grenada and Antigua. I am the second eldest of four children. And I moved to the US when I was 17 years old. I now have a family and I am married. And I have been in the clinical laboratory setting for 33 years. And more recently decided that I was going to take a lot of that knowledge and expertise and move into the life coaching space. So that's where I am now.
So, how do you, because that's a huge pivot, if we want to say that, laboratory life coach. And you mentioned a few things. So, is it because you had the transferable skills, or it's something you always wanted to do, or you kind of landed yourself in that role because, you were helping mentoring people? How did you end up there?
Yeah, so it's a combination of things. So I was in the clinical laboratory space, like I said, for 33 years. 22 of those years was actually in leadership. So in leadership, you are mentoring and coaching people on a regular basis. I found that I was extremely good at one-on-one coaching and also group coaching. So I would help people move from part A to part B in their lives, and sometimes moving them outside of their box, right? Mm-hmm. So I realized that was a transferable skill, and that was something that I actually could do for my own business. Mm-hmm. And I'm very happy to say now my focus is on helping women do that same thing. So stepping outside of your box if you need to, and just really, building on some of those dreams and passions that you've had.
Very nice. Wow. And you did that in your late 40s, 50s?
So I am 56 and proud.
You look great.
So I actually officially started the journey of the entrepreneurial journey last year in 2020 during COVID. And, during that time, I think most of us, we had a lot of time to think about what we wanted to do while we were still managing and going through that COVID,
Yes.
It was difficult. But during that time, I realized that there was so much more. People were hurting. People were, really sometimes reminiscing on things that maybe they should have done, could have done. Yes. And while they're sitting at home and they had to work, some of them lost their jobs. It's like you started to think about things that you could do. Mm-hmm. At that point to either bring in income or maybe take yourself to that next level. So there was a lot of, I think, reflection for a lot of folks back in 2020. And so anyway, that's when I started my journey officially as a coach.
So I'm going to ask you the question that I'm sure everybody wants to know. You've been working in the lab sciences for 30 something years. You're married, you have a family. You said, listen, I'm going to do something a little different. And you're not 30. You're older now and you're saying, I'm going to change this. Was it difficult? You step to your husband or your family and say, listen, mom, I'm going to do something different here. Did you have a lot of support? So what happened there when you brought up that conversation?
I will tell you, I am blessed to have a very supportive spouse. Mm-hmm. I am blessed to have supportive adult children. And also we're guardians to our twin nephews. So they're very understanding of our time. We even actually moved states. Just at the beginning of that year. So it definitely is helpful if you have people in your circle that truly support you. But that should not be a reason for you not to move forward.
Okay. So you told me something when I met you a few weeks ago. You said, if it's your passion or your purpose, God will put people in your way. And I said, well, you were one of those because I didn't know you, 2 weeks ago, before 2 weeks ago. So did you find though that you gravitated towards people or people came, and offered advice, or you had a group that you can kind of count on besides the support of your family, which you're lucky and blessed to have that, to say, hey, I'm going to change careers. And they're like, you should go for it, mommy. You know, so.
Yeah. So I will say it was a combination of both. Some people came towards me, some people, of course, my immediate family was very supportive. But again, if you truly have something that you want to do and you become intentional about that, that means that you are praying towards that thing. You are truly just setting yourself up to actually move in that direction. If you truly want to do it, it is amazing how God will align people with you, and you will actually move in that path. I will tell you a little story just very quickly. My, like about 4 years ago now, my father passed, and it was a very traumatic time for me and my family. He was a person of, great respect, and he literally had a very big personality. So losing him in our family was life-changing. During that time, I went through a little depression, and I remember having a conversation with my brother. And I was saying to my brother, life is so fleeting. It's like, I feel like I'm not doing everything that I should be doing, and I don't know. And my brother said to me, well, Wayner, if you want to do it, just do it.
Wow.
And for the first time, that actually made sense to me. If I want to do it, just do it.
Yeah.
And when I intentionally set my mind to that, that's when people started to come in my path. And it's like I would attract, because I was looking for a certain goal at that point. And I was attracting that same type of person to me. So then it opened up a whole new world for me in terms of things that I've wanted to do, my dreams, my passions, those types of things. So what I'm saying is, if you really want to do something, there is very little that is going to stand in your way. But it's always helpful if you have support.
I love that. And the fact that you said, because, we read a lot, yes, like attract like, and you read all those books and you hear motivational speakers saying you'll start attracting people. So I guess it is true, ladies. It's true. If you fully and you intentionally want to do something, as Wayner said, you would attract those people, and you'd find a lot of people look at you and I, right? I just started this, and here you are. I'm like, you're a life skill coach. You're the woman I want to talk to. So, so tell us about being a life skill coach. What do you do? Like, what do you?
So I am a life coach and an empowerment coach. So basically, because of my life experiences, because of my education, because of my affinity to loving people and wanting to see them move to that next level, breaking out of those barriers, I'm helping you unblock. I'm helping you get rid of that imposter syndrome. I'm helping you get to the point where you can actually stand firm and understand that you were created for greatness, that you have the power already within you, and that you can do whatever it is that you want to do. So you literally just have to have a desire, and then be intentional about moving forward in that space.
So is it something that, if someone said, because I remember Steve Harvey, I listened to one of his shows once, and he was saying, if his friend, if you like to cook, don't open a restaurant, just cook. So I'm going to ask you, if you like to talk and your friends always say, oh man, you're really motivated. Is that your cue? You know what? I want to be a motivational speaker, or there's something more to it. I want to empower people just because, I talk a lot. Is there something more to this?
So I guess, if you like to talk, you could be a speaker, but you could also be a coach. You could be a teacher. You could be a life skills person that motivates others. It really just depends on what you want to do with that. I mean, we all have skills and talents that we were given. And if it's your passion, because again, they say that if you're doing things that makes you smile and brings you joy every day, it's not work, right?
Yes.
So if it's your passion, I say run after it, whatever that thing is. And if you can at that point monetize it, that passion, that skill, that's ultimately, a goal.
I like the fact that if you can, yes, because at some point you got to turn your passion. If you can make money into it, then that's your goal, right? You said something about imposter syndrome, or I think that's what you said. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I know that I suffered from this at one point too. So I know that even though you may have the skills, the education, the tenacity to do something, you may, because people may know you in a certain role, you may actually think that, oh, nobody is going to believe that I can do this other thing.
Mhm.
And so you start telling yourself these stories to the point where you don't believe that you can do anything other than what it is that you've already done. So the imposter syndrome really sets in where you literally start telling yourself you cannot do it. And you negate the fact that you have the education, you have the skills. And I'm not necessarily talking about the college education. I'm talking about just life.
Yes,
Where
yes.
you have maybe already been through certain things that makes you an expert at that particular thing, and you can help somebody else, or you can guide somebody else, through that same thing. So the imposter syndrome is real. We tell ourselves stories, and we sometimes listen to other people telling us stories too,
Yes,
to the
yes,
point
yes.
where we believe we just can't. And that's those limiting beliefs that, and sometimes it's cultural. We have all been raised a certain way.
Mhm.
And, for the most part, our parents knew what they knew and they shared what they knew.
Yes.
But, as you grow as a person, you are exposed to other things. But
Mhm.
again, as a child, you may have been exposed to this one and it becomes who you are. So breaking away sometimes from that way of thinking, sometimes it's not always easy. And sometimes those limiting beliefs, like money mindset, you think that you cannot have something because you're thinking in the spirit of lack. But instead of moving forward and saying, well, why can't I have it? I'm going to put myself out there and I'm going to reach for
Yes,
it.
yes,
Right.
yes,
So
yes.
again, mindset, I think in any business in life in general, is a good 80 or 90% of what will make you successful.
So, okay, so we're stuck in the imposter syndrome, or mindset's all messed up. How do we, on our own, though, and someone who's looking at this on their own, can they break this, or they'll need to go seek professional help?
So when you say professional help, I am a coach.
Mhm.
So it is my job to help guide you and it's really you doing the work. And I'm going to ask you questions that can get you to think differently and reframe certain things to the point where you can then see yourself in whatever that goal setting is. So yeah, you could try to do it on your own, but I always recommend, if you can get that assistance from a coach, go get that assistance. It will make it so much more, I think, I shouldn't say meaningful, but it will get you to where you want to be quicker.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to ask you a question. Do you coach just females? I know you do more, you're a female empowerment. Or if a gentleman came up and wanted your services for everyone?
So my passion
Mhm.
is coaching women.
Okay.
That does not mean that I don't coach males. I have male adult children who I coach on a regular basis. I have male friends who I coach. So here's the thing. I think that the skill of coaching, if that's really what somebody wants to do, it opens you up to, a myriad of things that you can do. But my passion, my personal passion, is working with women.
Okay. Well, I know you have a few things that you're doing. Could you want to just tell my viewers that there are some of the things that you're doing? And if we want to reach out, just let us know what's on your plate right now.
Certainly. So I am the owner and CEO of Hers by Wayner. Hers is an acronym for having every reason to smile. And the platform stands on the fact that you are pulling from the power that God gave you, and you are living your life on purpose with courage and without fear. That means that you can do anything that you set your mind to, because God has already put that power within you. So in my platform, I also have a couple other things that I do. Hers to Inspire is my music ministry and my author piece. So a group of women and myself, we are getting ready to launch a new book, which is an anthology called Overcomer. And it's stories of women that have been through life, right? And they have overcome certain things. So really the intent of that book is to help somebody else step out of your past and step into your present and walk boldly into your future.
I like
So
that.
that is truly what that book is for, and it will be coming out towards the end of March. My music, I am also an independent gospel artist. I
Mhm.
have a new song out called The Glow, so you can look it up under Wayne Crumbly, The Glow.
Yes, yes.
And it's on all streaming platforms. And basically that song I wrote last year when we were going through the pandemic, and it was in the thick of it, right? And
Mhm.
so sometimes we get so down, we forget that God is still there and that he is still going to show up for you. And I say to the folks, if he showed up for me, he can
Yes.
do the same for you.
So why the title The Glow though? Why
The
what
glow is because look at my face.
you're
I
definitely glowing.
I have been through, just like all of us, we've been through stuff. Life happens. But I am not going to sit around and be down in the dumps and show up as not being my authentic self, which is a
Mhm.
queen. I am an heir. I am royalty. So
Mhm.
therefore, this glow is because I have finally realized who I am. And I want to share that with everybody else. You have every reason to smile. You have a glow. You just need to pull it out and actually stop
Yes.
wearing it.
Yes, yes. And I like the fact that you said, walk into your authentic self, because a lot of us are kind of living shaded lives. Some of us
Yep.
haven't even discovered in our 40s yet who we really are, because we always been, especially I know for people who's been through trials, or you had kids, or you're married, or your parents, or abusive relationships, friendships, you never knew, you never discovered who you were because you're constantly always with someone else
Correct.
that they wanted you to be. So
Correct.
go there and listen to Glow. I listened to myself. I did like it. I enjoyed it a lot. And walk in your authentic self, and that smile that she's wearing, you know. So maybe we'll wear it too once we've watched that song. Anything else you want to tell us there? How would, if somebody watched this show and wants to get in touch with you for some life coaching skills and tips, and just the program, how do they reach you?
So I actually do have a program that's coming out now. It's out, but it's really for women that are wanting to step outside of the box and they want to turn their passion into profit. And so you can reach me at waynacrumbly.com for that. But in terms of reaching out to me on social media, that is Wayna Crumbly. That's my personal Facebook. I do have a professional page, which is Hers by Wayner. That's also Facebook. And then Instagram is Wayna Crumbly, at Wayna Crumbly.
Okay, so if one of my viewers reach out, you do respond to messages.
I do.
Okay.
And so, that's the thing. That's at one point I was, when you're going through starting out something from being in a different space,
Yes.
sometimes, you have that imposter syndrome, and you think, oh my gosh, are people really going to reach out to me? Now I welcome it. Now I welcome it. But there was a point where I was just, I was really kind of bashful about this thing. So if you are a lady and you are trying to step into your purpose and step out of that shaded place that you were in, don't be afraid. Show up boldly.
Yeah.
Let people reach out to you and you reach back.
Yes, 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 yes. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you. Thank you so, so much. Thank you for everything. You made some
It's
good
been my
points.
pleasure.
I am honestly thrilled that I met you, and I could stand here and say, you are right though. God does put people in your path once you step it. There are a few things you said that I thought was very interesting: being authentic, step it into your authentic self, step it into your purpose, get over your imposter syndrome. And guys, I'm putting it out there, there's certain things that you do need a life skill coach for. So reach out to Wayner if you need that help. And she would respond because she's over that phase. She does respond, and she'll help you, and she'll tell you how to
Just being real.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. And check out her Instagram and her website and her YouTube songs. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's really nice to meet you. And I really want to follow up with you again in the next few months or year and see where are they now, So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
Thank you.